everybody. We're going live today with Devora Kugler to discuss the stress that mothers experience and how to manage it. So I'm going to ask her to join. Oh, hi, Devora. You can send me a request to join. Perfect. Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
Good, Baruch Hashem. Okay, so first, I would love if you could introduce yourself to our audience and tell us what you do.
Yeah.
Well, your name.
Before I start, I just want to say, believe me, that I love you. I love your content.
Aw.
And I've been following you for a long time. I send my friends to you. I send my family, my clients. I love your stuff. It's so in alignment with what I do. And I'm so happy to be here and, having this conversation together with you.
Thank you. I'm so touched by everything you said. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so my name is Devora Kugler, and I'm the CEO of the Mother Reinvented coaching program. So I created this program to help moms get rid of their stress and anxiety from the daily tasks, the daily responsibilities, the daily parenting that causes so much overwhelm. So I help moms get rid of that stress and anxiety and overwhelm so that they could really show up as the parent that they want to be, so that they feel good in motherhood. They don't feel like motherhood is a burden for them. So the whole program goes through the different parts of caring for yourself. And I don't like to use the word self-care because it's so cliche, and I don't want anyone to get the misunderstanding that when I say self-care, it's for sure not what you think self-care is. But we go through ways of caring for yourself, prioritizing yourself, and caring for all the different parts of you so that it really makes a difference. So we're not talking about like all the typical cliche self-care strategies, because the truth is that when I talk to people, clients, people in my life, they tell me like that stuff just doesn't do the trick. It might help a little bit. It might be a little band-aid here and there, but it doesn't do the trick. It doesn't get rid of that, burden that's inside, that tension that's building up that really is there and it's heavy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that you really need to do to clear that out of your body and learn ways to nurture yourself and nourish yourself in ways that help you feel abundant and generous. So
yeah,
that's what we do.
I love that. I love those words, abundant and generous. Yeah, like I'm imagining that so many parents feel like the opposite of that. It's like they want to run away and protect their energy and sort of be like, I don't even have space for this right now.
Yeah.
Children are so, they're tiny humans who have so many needs. And as a parent, you have to attend to them all the time. And it can be so, so overwhelming. And if you're already feeling this like tension and stress in your body, then it only adds to it. It makes it so challenging.
Correct. And people spend a lot of time learning ways to help their kids and teach their kids and have compassion for their kids and do all the things, right? All the things you teach are so helpful. But there's one point where a mother could come to you of like, I know all the stuff. I know what to do. In my brain, I have the information and I just can't follow through. Like, what is that block? Like, what is holding that mother back from not being able to follow through on what she knows?
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
That's do the work, because I work with moms who want to improve their parenting, right? They want to be more calm around their kids. They want to have all that compassion, but there's a block. There's something holding them back. And it's usually overwhelm. It could be some baggage from things in the past, but honestly, like your typical mother who doesn't have traumas and, all this baggage, a regular mom who grew up healthy and has healthy mindsets can literally just be depleted just by the times today of what a mother is, expected to do and what she puts on herself. Right? Because to be a good mom, we do this, and to be a good mom, we do that. We're selfless, right? Like, does anybody really know what selfless is? Does anybody know? You first have to be selfish to be selfless.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually know somebody who says, I don't even know who it is. I want to like quote them, but they say instead of using the word selfish, they say self-full.
Yeah,
When
love that.
I'm self-full, then I can give to others, you know. I love that.
Right.
So yeah, and that's why I love that you're here, that you're on here, and I love bringing on people like you, because what I do is I share the parenting piece. I share the compassion for children. I obviously have so much compassion for parents, but my main goal is to teach parents how to have compassion for their children and how to see it right. And it's like, but what about the parents? The parents also need that compassion. They also need that support. And I love that there are people like you who offer that to parents.
Yeah. I feel like this is a good duo, you know, like you're the advocate for the kids and I'm the advocate for the mom.
Yeah.
And together you get
Yeah.
a package.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. And that's the thing is that I love that, you know, you're following. That's I wanted to actually ask you, because I follow my passion. Like I have such a deep passion for children, and that's where why I focus on that, because I want to stay connected to my passion and to what I want to do. And I'm curious why this is something that you chose.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, how does it speak to you?
Okay, that's a great question. So I'll give you a little background to get to that point. So before I became a mom, I was a teacher. I taught third grade for a bunch of
Mm,
years, and I loved it. I felt like this was my lifelong, you know, calling.
mm,
Um, and I really loved it. I felt so alive. I felt energized. I loved, you know, connecting to my students and building the relationships and teaching them in fun ways. And I consider myself a very successful teacher. And I knew in my head that when it came time to being a parent, because I started teaching when I was single, then I got married, and then you know, along the journey, I kept learning more and more, and I knew that just when it's time for me to be a mom, I'm going to be a phenomenal mother because I have all this information, and not just information, I have the experience, right?
yeah, yeah. Working with kids.
Yeah, all the time. And I knew that it was a little bit different
Yeah.
because of course, I'm not living with them, and there's a lot of different aspects, of course, that makes it different. But the point is that I had experience actually doing some of the parenting techniques that I knew that I learned about, right? I was applying them every day. And after I had my first child, I was very shocked by what happened to me because suddenly a whole new range of emotions that I had never experienced before just suddenly came on me. And I don't know, like I had a very hard baby. Um, Looking back, I don't know what I can attribute it to. Like, I don't know if it was because she was hard or just, you know, becoming a mother and your identity is changing and there's so many things going on. But I became very anxious about her sleeping. And there was like a lot of just uncomfortable feelings that came up. But I felt like, okay, like this maybe is postpartum blues, like this is normal. And I kind of just like went along with things and continued my life as normal. And then I had my second baby, and that's when everything came crashing down. I felt like I completely lost my identity. I felt like I didn't even know who I was anymore. I was very angry. Like I just remember those days like feeling like a heavy feeling of resentment to the world and feeling like I didn't sign up for this. Like this is not what
Mm,
I felt like I'm not even a person anymore. There were just so many negative emotions and it showed up and it showed
yeah,
because
like
I
in your parenting.
my parenting and the way I related to my husband, I was just carrying a lot. I was very overwhelmed. I wasn't ready to be completely selfless. Like I didn't know how to balance my needs, you know, with the needs of my family. And I didn't even know what I needed. Like I didn't know what was missing. I didn't know what my body needed. I didn't know what my brain needed. I didn't know what my soul and my heart needed. I just went along, you know. You have your kids and then you learn how to parent them and then you do your thing. But there's an emotional world, there's an inner world inside of every single one of us that needs to be acknowledged. It needs attention, it needs to be nurtured. So um i I knew that this is not how I want to continue living, and so I was like, okay, I need help. So what do most people do when they need help? They go to therapy. And so I went to therapy because I didn't feel like I needed parenting tricks and tips and advice. I felt like I knew it. I just needed something, some healing inside. And therapy was very helpful. I felt very validated, understood, and it was at the time it was good. But then I would continue on with my regular life, and after a few months, I just felt like it's not doing the trick.
Mm,
I need something more, and I started reading books. I enrolled in different coaching programs. I started really like immersing myself in getting help, and that is it was a little bit of a journey, but there was a point in my life where I looked back and I was like, I am transformed. Like I had forgotten that kind of person that I was. And I'm like, what was it? Because it was hard to pinpoint if it was this or that, because I did a bunch of different things.
Right.
And I realized first I would talk to a lot of people and they would ask me like, what'd you do? Like, how are you managing? How are you handling? Like, you're so alive. You're so energized. You're such a great mom. And I was like, it wasn't always like this. Like, I really worked hard for this. And so I spent some time, thinking about and talking about what it is that did the trick. Like, what were the things? And I created a step-by-step and I practiced it. I worked with clients for free to see, does this work? And then and it was incredible. Like my clients were having real transformations, and it was the type of transformation that their husbands noticed within a few weeks. They saw a difference in their kids, their family members. So I was like, I have to do this. Like I have to leave teaching. This is what I need to do full time, because I have a gift that I can help other people with. And so that is when the Mother Reinvented coaching program was born, through my own story. And here I am today. I'm helping moms all the time. And why I feel so passionate about it is because there are moms who are suffering and they just think that that's life. They're like, this is what being a mom is. This is just what it is. And that makes me sad, because it doesn't have to be that way. You can do the same things, right? You can still be a mom and do all those things, but feel so incredible about it. You could feel so good in motherhood. You could feel empowered and so energized and excited about your life, and also do so many things that you love that you probably never considered because you thought selfish.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm so moved by your story. First of all, I relate so much. I do with my parenting thing also in I had a very similar trajectory. It was also my own experience that led me there. And I just love that. I can feel your passion and your love for what you do. And there's almost like, I feel this like movement towards you of like, oh my gosh, like I love what you've shared. Like it seems, I just love the energy that you come with. And it just seems like it's really something that can help parents. Like you said, like everyone tries different things. And this is one of the things that they can try that really, really might help them on their journey. And also I love what you said that like, I also feel really sad that some parents just things are just like dreadful and drudgery for them. It was like that for me too.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking like, okay, I guess I just have to like push through till like my kids are grown up. And that is so sad. It is so sad.
And aside from this, like it's sad, but what's also true is that when your kids grow up, all of that pain doesn't just go away. It's still inside, and it will come out in different ways. There's only a certain amount that you can hold. And I think
Are you saying that this experience that the parent has is like the parent is carrying it inside of them, so even once their children are fully grown it'll still be there?
Yes. Yeah. And not just that, they're going to have resentment toward their kids, because eventually there's going to be a time where they're going to look at their kids and they're going to feel, whether it's a subconscious level or if they're thinking this consciously, but that their kids were the cause of that. People I talk to really resent their kids.
Me too. Yeah.
They resent kids, and it's because they don't have compassion for themselves. They don't understand themselves. It's so much more natural for you to understand your children.
Yes. Oh, I love this. I would love nothing more than for all of us to have compassion for ourselves.
Yeah.
And that really is a path to having compassion for our children and everyone around us. Yeah. And that's not even why we should have compassion that's not even why I wish we felt compassion for ourselves, just because it's just such a wonderful, beautiful thing that I would love for everyone to have in their life, By the way, I work with a lot of parents who also really resent their kids. And if I'm honest, I also resented my kid a lot. So I know that that's an experience. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that, having this conversation with you, I'm realizing that I feel like we teach what we needed to learn most.
Amen. Yes. Yes.
So,
yes, exactly. And by teaching it, I actually keep learning it. Meaning like I haven't arrived. Right. I don't know if you relate to that, but I haven't. It's not like, oh, I got it down pat. I figured it out. Everything I preach, I do. Like, no, I'm very much, I teach it as I learn, and I'm learning as I teach. Right. It's, yeah.
for sure on the journey with my clients. Like I'm
Mm.
doing the action steps they're taking, I'm implementing them too. And it's for sure a lifelong journey. You don't arrive at a destination.
Mm.
That for sure doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But rid of those blocks,
Yes.
come to this place of like, this is how I want to feel. I have a taste of it. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. And this is what I want.
Yeah.
And now I, I'm not a perfect mother, you know, I slip sometimes, but I have tools to get myself back on track.
Yeah. 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 I'm hearing what you're saying is like, of course you're not perfect. Of course you haven't arrived anywhere, but the journey feels maybe more like full of ease and peace and a sense of competence and wholesomeness.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell us about, I know that there's something coming up that's free, an offer,
Yeah.
that free offer. Okay. So I wanted to share it with
Okay.
everybody because I would love for parents to join.
Yes. No problem. So, I have my program, which is for 3 months, 12-week program, but I here and there I do live trainings, webinars, workshops, and I decided to do a masterclass, a 2-day masterclass. I've never done 2 days before. We're going to take a little bit more of a deeper dive than what I've done in the past, and you're going to get strategies because, you know, in this conversation, you're hearing some of like the why, you know, like why to get the help and what the help could look like, what it's going to do for you, but we're not really touching on the how. Like, how do I do it? You know, like what is the thing that I'm doing and the strategies. And
Yeah.
so I created a masterclass, which I'm really excited to give. It's coming up this Monday and Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, for moms who just want to get rid of that overwhelm or start their journey on reducing the daily stress.
Mm-hmm.
In that masterclass, we're going to dive deep into some of those strategies that really move the needle, the things that actually make a difference. So we'll be talking all about that, and I'm going to be answering. It's going to be for 45 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes I'll be answering questions. So if you want to learn more about, you know, what are the things that you can actually do today that will make a difference today, join me. My masterclass is free,
Right?
and yeah, it's free, and you can sign up by going to the link in my bio. So if you go to my Instagram page, it's can they see from here?
If people are on your live, but I'm planning to upload this to YouTube, so people are going to watch it and they're not going to know. So do you want to say it here? Okay.
Yeah. If you're watching the replay, you can go to Devora_Kugler on Instagram. So it's DEVORA_KUGLER, and you will find the link in my bio. If you cannot make it live, still sign up because I'm going to send the replay to anyone who signs up. So even if you can't make it live, just still sign up if you want to get the class.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I love that. So this free 2-day masterclass, meaning it's going to be 2 evenings.
Yes, Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
2 days in a row.
You're going to be sharing actual strategies for them to implement so that there is like they do start feeling less stress in their parenting. And I love what you said before, by the way. You were saying parents don't even know what their needs are or they don't know how to include them. And I think that is so, so, so true. Unfortunately, so many times as parents and mothers maybe specifically, it's like we believe that our needs, we don't even know actually what our needs are, but we don't at all consider them. We don't at all include them. It's like my child's needs are the only needs that matter. And of course that leads to resentment because no, your needs matter too. And it's so beautiful when you can find a way to integrate both people's needs. Like it doesn't have to be only your children's needs. It doesn't have to be only your needs. It can be both, right. You know? Yeah.
100%. What I teach and how I help moms, you're not going to be neglecting your kids. You're not, of course. Yeah. Any of that stuff. You're actually going to be a better parent, right? I'm not here to tell you like, okay, so take all this time for yourself, do all these things, and don't worry, it's not selfish because it's going to help you. Because no, it's like we have your kids in mind, right?
Yeah. I actually, this is how I think of it. I think actually in a way, okay, I hope I can explain this properly, is that if we only care for ourselves and not for our children, in a way, we're not caring for ourselves. Correct. Because there's a huge part of us that is worried about our children and wants to care for our children. So we're kind of neglecting ourselves in a sense, you know, so we want to include all of it. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, of like, that the more you care for other people, the more you need to care for yourself. It's not a luxury. It's not a luxury to take care of yourself. It's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's an absolute necessity. And the classic mushal of the classic example analogy of, if like a cup is empty, it can't give. And it's really, it's true. I don't like to use it because everybody knows it, and it's like it doesn't
Yeah.
even, but
I feel you. Yeah.
I say it. But I mean, it's a cliche for a reason because it's true. And I don't think mothers realize how true it is, because I mean, imagine like you're just giving and giving and giving to your kids, right? And then and you love it because you feel like that is what a good mother does, right? In your head, you feel like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Your body knows the truth, and your body knows that it's not what's the right thing to do. And your body will show you that. Your body is, and it gives you the messages, it gives you the signals and the signs that you need to know what's going on inside.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
listening to your body's wisdom is it's your map, it's your roadmap, right?
You're
So
speaking my language.
yeah, and you do this with kids all the time, but it's with yourself also.
Yes. 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 Exactly. Like your body will tell you exactly what you need to know if you listen. Your body is really trying to tell you things. It's trying to care for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's doing its job.
Yeah.
Job. And so some people come to me when they're already burnt out and they're like, I'm just so done. And of course, we could pivot and make things right, but it's just so much better for you and for your family if you're getting to that point of like the stress is building up. Like the days are not getting easier, they're just getting a little bit harder. And of course, life has its ups and downs. It's not like it gets harder and harder and harder or easier and easier and easier. It's definitely up and down. But every mother has to really ask themselves that question of like, am I really doing right by myself and my children? Is this how I want to continue doing things? Because if this is not how you want to continue, then it's time to take action now. Don't wait for it to right?
Yeah.
If you like how things are going and you want them to continue that way, then that's great. Then that's a good sign. But if you know that you don't want things to continue this way, then that's your sign.
Yeah.
They don't magically get better. Like your body holds everything. And it's really begging you to take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love everything you're saying so much, and I just had a thought before, and now I lost it. I wanted to say something. I can't remember what it was now. Oh well. Anyway.
So also another thing I always tell my clients, because they ask me like, oh, if I'm doing this, isn't it like selfish? Like, is this if I start, expressing myself in this way, you're doing this thing more, is this selfish to like choose this thing because I prioritize it over that thing, which I always, usually do. And I always say like selfish, if you look at the definition of selfish, it's disregarding other people. It's doing something without regard to others. The moment you ask yourself, is this going to affect my kids? Is this going to affect my marriage? Is this going to hurt them? It's no longer selfish because you are considering how your actions are going to impact somebody else.
Yeah, and then you can find a way to include it.
Exactly. And I always like what I always say, because when mothers feel like, oh, they're being selfish and like doing a program but like they could use the money for something else for their kids, and to me it's like the most important investment you can make is in yourself. The most important relationship to invest in is the one you have with yourself, because you are the common denominator in all of your other relationships. So the one to invest in is with yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
But your classes, take that marriage course. Those are phenomenal. They're amazing. But you have to remember that you are the one who's in that marriage and in that relationship with your kids. And if you don't invest in your own relationship with yourself, then who is that, like, who is showing up in that relationship?
Yeah. Who is that self that is showing up? Yeah, you're so right. People do put it like the things that are for our parents, for yourself, people put that on the back burner, and it's like when I have the money or and you're saying like prioritize that, because that will impact you and all the relationships that you have.
Yes.
And I remembered what I wanted to say before is sometimes I work with parents and they'll ask me for parenting advice, and I actually stop them and I say, I actually I can tell you things, but I don't think that's what you need. I say, like, I think you just need to go, like, I want you to care for yourself right now. I want you to go and get help. Not, I hate the word help, whatever. Get support.
Support.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Get support for you. Like, take care of you. I want you to focus on you. I
Yeah.
will. I'll tell that, because it's so obvious to me that that's really, really, and it's not even said in a way of like, oh, if you help yourself, then you're going to help your children. It's just, I really feel this a huge movement of compassion, of like, what about you though? Like, you keep asking me what to do about your kids, but I see the pain that you're in, and I see your struggle, and I want you to care for you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I want to say though, because I know people who are watching this are probably wondering, okay, you said you have a coaching program, but what about therapy?
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned before that I went to therapy.
Yeah.
And so I just want to take a minute to
Sure.
talk about the difference. So therapy, like the way I see it and the way I understand it, of course, there's all different types of therapy, but for the most part, therapy deals a lot with healing the past, healing traumas, healing wounds, going into the past, and uncovering those things that are with you right now. Coaching is about creating your present and your future, right? We don't delve into your past and your traumas. We talk about right now, what you can do, what changes you can make right now in your life. So it's a lot more practical, much more practical strategies that really facilitate a transformation.
Yeah.
So you can, if you join my program, within a week or two, you can see results.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
people, it can take people, just a few sessions in therapy to see results. And sometimes it can take years till they finally feel like, okay, like I'm at a point where I'm happy, or I'm at a point where like I feel a little bit okay now, or I can move on in this area,
Yeah. To me, I hear it's like a parent can do both. A parent can do your coaching, and they can do that, or they can do just coaching if they feel like they don't need therapy, or they can do just therapy if they feel like they're too overwhelmed to even implement strategies.
Correct.
But what I'm hearing is that you're very, very practical and focused on the now, and which strategies they can implement right now to care for themselves, to start caring for their needs, and things like that, right?
100%. And by the way, it's true. I have had clients who were in my program and therapy at the same time, because they were dealing with totally two different things. Therapy was helping them with this, coaching was helping them with that.
For sure.
And coaching really is not just the support, but like you said, the strategy. There's a system. There's a system you follow, and you get the support, and there's accountability.
Yeah.
So you show up, you're held accountable, and you're working on specific strategies that move the needle, that make a difference.
Yeah. I can totally see how that's different than therapy. Also, therapy is less about giving people strategies, and it's more about like meeting them where they're at. And I love therapy. I think there's utility in all of the different things that are out there. And I just love what you offer as well. I love what you offer as well, because I think that that's exactly what a lot of parents need. It's just like, give me a system, give me the thing to care for myself, especially if they're not used to doing that, or they don't know how to include themselves. Okay, so people can go to your page, link in bio, your link in your bio on your account is where they can access this free 48-hour masterclass.
That's right.
Going to hear all these free strategies. And then if they want to go for your coaching or anything, that's also in the link in your bio?
No, then they have to reach out to me, and I'll send them, I'll chat with them.
Perfect. So they just reach out to you via DM or something. So
if you're watching this and you feel like, okay, I actually want to start the program, then DM me. We'll have a little talk to see if you're a right fit for my program. But if you want to join my masterclass, that's free, and that link is in my bio.
Amazing.
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Any last words before you end that you want to share with parents who are listening? Mothers specifically?
Yeah. I just want to, anybody who's watching this and feels just like they're so overwhelmed, but they can't make that move, they can't make that step, for whatever reason. It could be any reason: financial, emotional, mental, practical. They feel like they don't have time. First of all, if you do my program, you'll actually have more time for yourself. There's a reason why you don't have time, and that can be solved. But I just want to leave you with that message that your life does not have to be this way. It just doesn't have to be this way. Okay? You're not doomed, and you're not a victim. You can create the life you want. It might sound like that's not possible. I promise you it's possible. it doesn't only work for some people. We don't have a group of people who are lucky. This works for everyone. And it's 100% possible for you. You just have to make one decision. And that decision is to say yes to yourself. Just say yes to yourself for once. For once in your life, say yes to yourself and that you deserve it. And that your family deserves it too.
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, Devora, like your words really like touched me and moved me, and I'm sure and I imagine that it did as well to the many parents here. Somebody just said I need more.
Join my master class
and
follow me on Instagram. You'll get more.
Thank you for being here, for sharing your passion. I felt it. I'm sure everybody else felt it as well. And I hope to cross paths with you some in the future. I mean, I know we all the time we're kind of just
yes.
Following in contact. Yeah. Okay,
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for joining. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.